Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the City of Gloucester Zoning Board of Appeals meeting of September 25th, 2025. Tonight's meeting is a public meeting, but it's also being remotely broadcast on Zoom. And for the record, the Zoom ID is 840-2512-9522. And anyone is free to participate through the Zoom app. I recognize in attendance tonight, myself, Joseph Parisi, Michael Nyman, Peter Canavo is on remotely with Zoom, Lauren Norton, Ronald Wilson, and Alex Ruiz. So we do have a quorum present. Our first order of business is our consent agenda. We'll need approval to give the chair permission to sign the following decisions: 9 Orchard Way, 143 Wheeler Street, 3 Drumback Road, 21 Briarwood Street, and 1 Mayflower Lane. I'll accept the motion.
So moved.
Second. Made and seconded, roll call.
Mr. Nyman,
Yes.
Mr. Wilson,
Yes.
Mr. Ruiz,
Yes.
Ms. Norton,
Yes.
Mr. Canavo.
Yes.
Okay, we've approved the consent agenda. Now we have 2 sets of minutes from August 28th and September 11th to approve. Entertain a motion.
Move approval of minutes from August 28th and September 11th.
With the modifications that we've discussed previously.
Approval with modifications discussed. Yep.
Second.
Made and seconded, roll call on the minutes.
Mr. Canavo,
Yes.
Ms. Norton,
Yes.
Mr. Wilson,
Yes.
Mr. Nyman,
Yes.
Mr. Parisi.
Yes. Okay, we have one continued hearing. It's the ongoing application of Harbor Light Community Partners, DMBA, Harbor Light Homes, for comprehensive permit, subject to general law, chapter 40B, to construct a multifamily 29 units at 256 Main Street. Right. You just give your name and address for the record.
Sure. My name is Andrew Leonard. I'm the Director of Real Estate Development for Harbor Light Homes, 600 Cumming Center in Beverly, Mass.
Thank you.
Can you pull that mic way up?
Oh,
I don't know if that'll extend for you. Or whatever, but
They won't be able to hear it online.
yeah, that works.
How about now?
There you
All
go.
right, there we go.
So tonight's continued meeting is, one, to get some updates and also to put some things in the record, and we will again allow some public testimony. Did Harbor Light have anything they wanted to add to the presentation at this point?
Sure. I'll just give a couple updates since our last meeting. I know we're working through the stormwater, and we'll discuss that later on at the peer review. Since we last met, we spoke with the abutters at 260 Main Street. We're continuing to have a good conversation with them to work through their concerns. They very neatly summarized their concerns in a letter to us. And a lot of it includes things that we feel like we can accommodate. So there are a couple design things we're going to take another look at. One of them being the clock tower design. At their request, they asked us to take another look at that. We're going to take a look at the location of the trash and see if we can place that elsewhere. And then also to better enable some privacy to potentially relocate the windows on the facade of the building. So we'll look at that, and we'd get that to both them and to you as quickly as possible. The other things is, to the folks at 248, 250 Main Street on the other side, we had said we would give them some privacy screening with our arborvitaes on their property. We're discussing something similar for the neighbors at 260 Main Street. There's some areas that are currently used for gardening that are technically on our parcel there. That would be open to allowing them some continued use for gardening there. And then they had some concerns about construction monitoring, which are largely best practice things that we would be doing anyway. But we're happy to accommodate those. So a lot of those were sent in a letter. We'll respond formally in a letter and include you all, but there are some things in there that we feel like we'd be happy to commit to as conditions to approval when that's appropriate, as we continue to work through their concerns.
Thank you. Okay, I'm going to ask,
Yes, I just a quick comment, just really appreciate you working with the neighbors.
Yeah, we're happy to do it.
Not rocket science, not everybody's willing to do it at the level you guys are doing it, so I appreciate it.
I'm going to ask Ms. Norton to read what we have obtained and what's going to, for the record, as far as where we sit.
We want to make sure that what we've received is reflected in the record. So as required, the application was submitted to various boards and committees, and the planning board has submitted a memorandum dated August 12th, 2025, in support of the project. The fire chief has submitted a memorandum dated August 6th, 2025, requesting that the board require, as part of the building permit application process, that the applicant is required to pay for third-party code review. And finally, the engineering department has submitted a memo dated August 11th, 2025, requesting a complete third-party review to ensure that the plans meet all engineering standards. And
Thank you. So I think we've included everything. I know we have issued the hiring of the third-party review for the civil engineering and the water drainage and all that, and that's ongoing. And with that in mind, what we'll probably, to give them time to finish their review so that we will, it's a little more concrete moving forward. And we'll give everybody a time. If you're going to make any changes, that's fine. We'll probably continue to October 30th. I think that's our, the first meeting in October would be too soon to get all of that done. So we're going to go there. We will have open for public testimony before we make that motion on the continuance. I'd ask if anybody was going to speak in favor or opposed, if we limit it to not what was said up to now, and you will have plenty of opportunity. If anybody did feel they wanted to comment in favor or against, we'll entertain that now. So is anyone wishing to speak in favor of the project? Feel free to come to the podium or raise your hand if you're on line. If you're on a device, you hit the raise hand button. Seeing none, is anyone wishing to speak in opposition at this time? Kathleen Reynolds.
Hi, good evening. I just wanted to, I understand, Mr. Chair, that you didn't want any comments to echo what has already been said, but I did want the board to know that I did submit the letter that we sent to Mr. Leonard. I sent a copy to the board as well, so it should be part of the public comments. It probably didn't arrive 72 hours before your meeting tonight, but it will be recorded as part of the public comments.
It's on the record now already on the drive.
Great, thank you.
Before you go, just for the record, can you give your name and your address, even though we kind of know who you are?
Yeah, I apologize. Kathleen Reynolds, 260 Main Street, Unit 2.
Thank you. Okay, anyone else? Sure, come on up. Where do you get there? Get excited.
My name is Joe Condon. I live at 260 Main Street, and thank you for your comment. It has been so nice to work collaboratively here. When I spoke at the last meeting, we still have concerns about the size and the density, but the attention from Harbor Light has, and they're listening to us, is very much appreciated. So it's good to have good relations along the way. And I look forward to continuing to be part of the process. Thank you very much.
And just so you know, sir, my comment comes, I've been on the board a long, long time. That doesn't mean a whole lot. And we've seen it both ways. We've seen when neighbors work, you don't get a vote, right? That's just a reminder. You don't, which you already know. But it's, we really appreciate it, and we see projects move along a lot better when neighbors are at least talking and discussing. And I've walked away many times pleased, realizing these people are going to live next to each other, not so much with the developers, I understand. And when it's not, and I realize these people are, can they really live next to each other? You know, what's going on? So anyway, that was my comment from just seeing it work both ways.
Okay, we'll accept a motion to continue to October 30th.
Motion to continue until October 30th.
Second.
Made and seconded, continue 256 Main Street to October 30th. Roll call.
Mr. Nyman,
Yes.
Mr. Wilson,
Yes.
Ms. Norton,
Yes.
Mr. Canavo,
Yes.
Mr. Parisi.
Yes. We'll see you then and
Sounds good.
get
Thank you,
whatever you
everyone.
submit in the meantime. Okay, we have 3 hearings tonight. First is the application of Lynn Parisi for a special permit of variance to add an addition to 19 Mondello Square.
Good evening. For the record, my name is Aiden Church. I am an attorney with Seaside Legal Solutions, address 123 Main Street, Gloucester. I'm going to share my screen here 1 second. Okay, so here tonight, as you said, on behalf of Lynn Parisi, who's trustee owner of 19 Mondello Square. So the project here is we're just proposing to add 2 additions to Unit 1 of the existing 2-family structure at the property. 1 addition is in the front and 1 is in the back. It gets a little tricky with setbacks where Mondello actually butts out perpendicular to the property itself. So that's actually a front yard setback. So, you know, it's actually the additions on, on the left and the right, but for practical purposes, it's to the front and rear of Unit 1. So these additions are conforming dimensionally. We're here tonight because, you know, normally this would just go through the building department, but because it's a non-conforming structure on a non-conforming lot, the building commissioner cannot determine that there's going to be no increase in nonconformity. So just by way of background, we're in the R10. The existing 2-family structure, we actually permitted that via special permit last year. So it was a special permit for the change of use, and the addition to the structure itself, again, this is last year, was dimensionally conforming. So this board gave it a determination that no special permit was necessary. The existing nonconformities are, as I mentioned, the Mondello Square butts out at the property, so we have insufficient actual frontage. And then the existing Unit 1 actually encroaches. Again, this is the rear of the structure, but it is the right side yard setback area. So there is a slight existing encroachment there. So again, tonight we're going to be requesting another determination that there is no increase in the non-conforming nature of the structure. And if the board does decide that there is an increase in the non-conforming nature, we would ask in the alternative for a special permit to alter and expand the non-conforming structure. So here are the plans. You can see on the site plan, just again, that front and rear addition, they're both dimensionally conforming. That rear addition does encroach slightly into that right side yard setback area, but it is only, it's an uncovered landing and steps, so it's within that 3-foot allowance. So it is all dimensionally conforming. And then here are all the architectural plans. I'm just going to skip through them, but if you have any specific questions, I'm happy to go back and cover them. So here's just some rendering of the front and rear additions. As you can see, the rear one is actually very small. So the city's GIS is not updated yet. So here's an aerial view, but it does not show the second unit. That's the same with, with the aerial footage, but here's an updated photo of the property taken just before submitting the application. As you can see, Unit 1 is currently under construction. These exterior additions actually sort of support the interior reconfiguration of the layout of the structure. So again, the building inspector can't make a determination that there's no increase in nonconformity where the lot and the structure are both nonconforming, but the board under 2.4.4B can make a superseding determination. And again, for these following reasons, I will ask that you make that determination. So the existing nonconformities again are the lack of frontage. And then as you can see zoomed in here, there's a front yard setback encroachment of the existing structure. Again, we're not, though I keep saying that we're adding addition to the front of the structure for setback purposes, we're not doing anything in that front yard setback area. And again, that rear addition is just partially in the right side yard setback area, but it is well within that 3-foot allowance. So we're not doing anything that increases any nonconformity, again, in my opinion, and I would hope that you share that opinion. But if you do decide that there is an increase, the standard for a special permit is that the alteration is not substantially more detrimental to the neighborhood than the existing non-conforming property. Here again, the additions are fully conforming. It's part of an overall rehab of the unit, so it's going to match architecturally that last picture that I showed you of the new unit 2. So it'll all sort of be cohesive as one property. And again, we're not closer to any property lines than is presently existing, so we're not going to really have any major impact on any abutting properties. So again, I'd ask that you make a determination that there is no increase so that we don't have to go through the following special permit process. But if you do find that there is an increase, we would ask for a special permit. Thank you.
Thank you. Any questions up front by the board? So it's a 2-step process. We're going to first have to determine whether we think there's an increase in nonconformity. Why don't I I'm going to take public testimony up front on that, because if we make that decision, I'd like anyone to be able to weigh in. So on our first piece of the project is we're going to vote on whether we think there's an increase in nonconformity. Does anyone want to speak in favor of that? Is there anyone in the public that wishes to speak in opposition to us making a determination like that? Seeing none. Discussion by the board.
Doesn't need a special permit, I don't think.
So you feel it's not an increase in nonconformity?
I don't see any increase. So if somebody here does, I mean, help me out. I don't see any increase.
I don't either.
Yeah, the additions are on the left and the side and left and the right sides. Yeah.
Anything would be so minimal, but yeah, I don't see any.
Not substantially.
Okay, so our first thing would be to entertain a motion to make a determination that there's no increase in nonconformity and therefore it doesn't require a special.
I would make a motion that there is no increase in nonconformity and that he does not need a special permit.
For 19 Mondella Square.
I didn't hear.
For 19 Mondella Square.
Ah, yeah, thanks.
Second.
We have a motion made and seconded to determine that there is no increase in nonconformity, therefore a special permit under 2.4.4B is not required. Roll call vote.
Mr. Canavo,
Yes.
Ms. Norton,
Yes.
Mr. Wilson,
Yes.
Mr. Nyman,
Yes.
Mr. Parisi.
Yes. You've heard our decision is favorable.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good luck.
Okay, our second hearing tonight is the application of Paul and Catherine Gerard for a special permit of variance to add an addition at 2 Fuller Lane.
Hello, my name is Paul Gerard. I own 2 Fuller Lane in Magnolia. I'm here because we're increasing the square footage of a non-conforming home, but we're staying on the same foundation that's currently there. We're just putting dormers up on the third floor, which will make it actually into a floor. So we'll be increasing the square footage to about 2,049 square feet from the current, I think it's 12 or 1,300. But we're staying on the same footprint that's there right now. The only place that is not conforming is on the left side of the house. The other three sides are conforming. And I do want to add that we have 7 of the 8 bordering neighbors have given us their green thumb and approval, and look forward to the house getting repaired.
So I think the question actually 3 of us had, but it was my first thought when I saw actually when I drove there, but when they'd seen the plans. I don't see anywhere on the plans that you're below 30 feet from average grade. So I see an elevation where it says 29 feet, but it's measuring it from, I think, from the top of the foundation.
Mm-hmm.
The building just feels really high to me, which is fine. It just needs to be under 30 feet. And I need something on those plans, some engineer telling me that you're not above 30 feet.
Okay. Yeah, but I don't have it on he didn't put it on the plans. I didn't
Yeah,
see
so
it.
even if we granted you a special permit to alter and expand, if it's above 30 feet, you can't do it.
Okay. Yeah,
And
no,
you don't want to come, I mean, you
6
can,
point-
but
it's supposed to be 26.4 feet, so 4 inches, 26 feet, 4 inches is the height of the house. But I know it's not on those plans.
Yeah, the drawing shows 29 from the foundation to the tip top. I mean, you are raising the roof.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Oh, yeah. I don't have the dimensions from the structural engineer, so.
so how would we deal with that, Joe? Condition or
Let me,
no?
yeah, let me just look at something here. Because I know it goes a little uphill.
So just
Thinking
as,
if
It's, yeah, it significantly slopes left to right.
if the
Sorry?
highest part is the 29,
it's way
7,
over on the left side.
based
Right
on
side.
my visit, the way you kind of go up a little bit, I would think their average could be nothing but lower. I mean, I don't,
So listen,
We could condition
I'm
it
not
to have
looking to,
that.
I'm not looking to, I don't have a problem, with the
Yeah.
special permit. I'm going to vote yes. So I don't have any issue with an alter and expand
Thank you.
on the same footprint.
Same footprint.
I think I just want to make sure for your sake that you don't build something that you don't have permission for. Been there, done that, not a good place to be. That's all. So I'm politely warning you, just make sure, check with your engineer or whatever, that building is on an average grade below 30 feet.
Absolutely.
I think we should just make it a condition that they have to prove it, and they can do that nowadays with GIS and whatnot, other apparatuses without having to go all out with it. So I think they can determine that height and just verify it for the building department, which if we make it a condition,
Sure.
they'll have to do it.
I'm good with that.
so.
Yeah.
All right. We're going to open public hearing to testimony. Is there anyone in the audience or online that would like to speak in favor of the project? If you're here, you come forward, give your name and address for the record. If you're home, you can hit your raise hand button. Or if you're on your phone, you dial *9, as I see somehow. Anyone in favor? Is there anyone in opposition to the project who would like to speak? Any opposition? Seeing none, should be no rebuttal. Discussion or motion?
I have a curiosity question.
Sure.
Where is the parking for this slot?
It's across so I actually own the public way, the public, there's the Fuller Lane is part of my property. And it's across as you get up to the top of the hill, there's a telephone pole, like in the middle. Just to the right there, I have 20 feet for 2 cars.
Yeah, I almost hit that.
Feels like a road going through, but it's really
That
just.
pole, yeah, that pole's been hit many times. Luckily, the town still does plow it for us, so I appreciate that.
Okay, I'll accept the motion.
I would like to make a motion on the application of Paul and Catherine Gerard with regard to 2 Fuller Lane, to approve their application with the condition that The final plans show that you're not exceeding 30 feet above the average mean grade.
And this is a special permit to alter and expand.
That's correct. Yep.
Special permit to alter and expand.
Second. The same
Motion
condition.
made with the condition to allow to alter and expand a non-conforming structure on a non-conforming lot. And with the condition that the actual height built is proven to be 30 feet or below for the building department. Roll call vote.
Mr. Nyman,
Yes.
Mr. Wilson,
Yes.
Ms. Norton,
Yes.
Mr. Canavo,
Yes, with the conditions.
Mr. Parisi.
Yes. Okay. Yeah, sure, you've got time.
Good.
Thank you.
Thank you. You'll get a decision. Okay, our final hearing of the night. The application of Stephen Perry and Oliver Radford for a special permit and a variance to construct a garage at 1044 rear Washington Street. Attorney Ellison?
Thank you. For the record, Deborah Ellison, Ellison Law Office, 63 Middle Street, Gloucester. I am here representing the applicants, Stephen Perry and Oliver Radford, who are sitting in the second row. The surveyor is Alpa Consulting LLC, and Shahin is on Zoom in case there are any questions with regard to the survey. And if I may share my screen.
Please.
The applicants are seeking a variance under GZO 3.2.1 footnote C for an accessory building that's closer to the street than the principal building. The variance is 42 feet. The house is 234 feet from the street, and the proposed garage is 192 feet from the street. They're intending to construct a two-car garage that meets the accessory building setbacks and the height requirements, and no other relief is required. This is the property. Currently, the applicants own 3 lots, 1, 2, and 3. And we have an application pending before the planning board to combine them all into 1 lot. We appeared before the planning board last week, but they did not have a quorum, so we're scheduled to go there again on October 2nd. And the proposed garage will straddle the line between 1 and 2, as you can see here. And the building inspector is requiring that the lots be combined before they're allowed to construct the garage. And if you feel the need to condition this request on receiving an A&R endorsement from the planning board, the applicant is fine with you doing that. This is in the R20 zone. The combined lot will be 35,014 square feet, where only 20,000 is required. The proposed garage meets all the accessory building setbacks. It's 192 feet from Washington Street, where only 30 feet is required. It's more than 15 feet from the side yards and well over 15 feet from the rear yard. The height will be 11 feet 8 inches, where 12 feet is allowed. For all of my years that I've been permitting garages, I think this is the only one I've ever seen that has met the 12-foot height requirement. Lot coverage will be 8.4%, where 25% is allowed. These are the elevations. As you can see, it is a very low-profile garage. The applicant contacted the abutters that were closest to the project, and they're all shown in red. He received 2 written letters of support, but those were not provided in time. The other abutters he has not heard from, but we're not aware of any objections that we've been told about.
So have you not,
Let her present.
I'm sorry, yeah, I'll wait.
The variances should be granted because of substantial hardship due to the unique characteristics of the property. This is a sketch that, although the lot is very large, the unique character of the lot creates substantial hardships. There is a very steep slope at the rear of the yard. This area is ledge. These are all of the utilities. And so the only practical location for the garage is where it's located. And it is a logical location since there is an existing gravel driveway near there. The variance also doesn't undercut the substantial intent and purpose of the ordinance, which is primarily to prevent construction of accessory buildings in the front yard for aesthetics reasons. The garage will be a significant distance from the street. It will be screened from the public way and residences by a fence and an existing tree that will remain. And all the dimensional requirements have been met. So based on all these facts, I would request that the variance be granted and that it does not cause substantial harm to the public good. Happy to answer any questions.
Okay, so we did have communications from 1040 Washington Street, the Swinsons. And I don't know if anyone spoke with them, but from reading the communications, it seems like maybe they were looking at something. Was there ever a proposal to build something bigger and taller with an apartment above it?
No,
Because they're under the impression that's what the application is.
no, purely a two-car garage, and you saw what it's going to look like. I didn't see those in the online file. I
She-
checked.
This
Can you read
came
this?
in,
You wanna
when do
read
we get this one? This week, yeah. I'll give you a copy.
Yeah, this is definitely.
Take your time looking at it. We'll pause.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Out in the drive. That's why I printed it.
Public, you put it. My comment, I mean, they make reference to something that'll be looking down into the yard and, but you're offering the screening. I don't, I mean, it's the strangest situation where Washington Street is your frontage and you have sort of a driveway, kind of like that church to get to it. So I don't have any objection to where it is.
I have no objection.
I don't see any problem. I think they maybe misunderstood what was being proposed.
I think they
You'll
must
get a
have.
chance to speak. Yeah, yeah. We'll make sure you get a chance to speak. Sure.
Any, want to comment at all?
I don't have anything further to add on that letter. I think that they clearly were misunderstanding what was being proposed. It's no apartment, it's a two-car garage, and it's less than 12 feet tall.
Yeah, exactly. Okay.
Attorney.
Go ahead, Ron.
I apologize. I think you said this and I didn't catch it, but what was the distance between the corners of the garage and the perimeter there? Because I don't see them on the drawing. Did I hear you say 15 feet in each case?
15 feet is required. One side is 23 feet plus, and the other side is well over. It would be from here to here. So it's maybe 100 feet.
What I'm talking about is the rear side of the garage to the edge of the property line.
This corner,
Yes,
Okay.
and the other corner.
and those are not setbacks.
I'm just curious. Thank you.
Okay. We'll take some public testimony. Anyone wishing to speak in favor of the application? please come forward or raise your hand. Anyone in favor? I'm sorry? Sure. Are you speaking in favor or against? 1 second then. Okay. Can we take the screen down so I can see the public? Attorney Ellison? Oh, thank you. Okay, I see none. Any opposition to the application like to speak? Come forward. We need your name and address for the record, and then you can speak.
My name is David Lane Nixon, and I live at 1042 Washington Street with Frankie. The proposed garage is blocking our view towards the water and increasing their value of their home, but diminishing ours.
We have some photographs so we can.
And you're in, let me see if I want to make sure I got who's who here.
For 1042.
Can you come up and clarify for us? So, which is your house? Washington Street's out. This is yours, the big building?
Right here.
Yeah.
Oh, that building?
Yeah.
Now, I don't even know if they have a foot.
The chairman, what lot number is that? I'm just looking at the,
Pete, that's 142-8.
okay, I see it. Yeah, right off of Rose Street.
Correct.
No. So, this is an unusual situation. The frontage is Washington Street. And they're a mile from Washington. Now, there happen to be houses in between, but this is not a frontage issue. Yeah, it's a driveway.
People live here.
Are you lower than them or higher than them?
So this would be, say for example, let me see. Just want to show you. It'll say. this will
Which one?
be-
Right, so elevation wise, you're higher than them.
Yes.
And they're only building a 12-foot garage.
Yes.
So how's it
This
changing
is-
your view?
This is where it's going, right there. That'll be our view. That's where it's going.
Okay? And you can see goes downhill.
Yes, but that's 6 feet right there.
The-
That's what
And
I'm-
it drops on
The
the
property
side.
seems to go down at the back edge of your property is, yeah. I did view the site, but I do have something I'd like to say.
Hang on, we're just trying to clarify something. Okay, let's not debate it at the counter. Why don't you two step back to the podium, and one, we need to hear your name and address, if you wish to be part of the presentation. Ma'am, could I get your name and address for the record too?
Frankie Walsh Nixon,
Okay. And you're at
1042 Washington
40,
Street.
okay.
Yep.
And did you want to say any more? We might have some questions.
Also, I have a copy of their deed.
Get close to that mic if you would, sir.
Got to be right in the mic.
Also, I have a copy of their deed I'd like you to take a look at.
And for what regard?
It encroaches on a right of way that they have from my driveway down to their property. It's going to cross somewhere down there, and building a garage would definitely be in the way of that.
On their land?
Their land? Not ours.
It's on ours. It crosses over into their land. I have it in their deed that they had signed.
I'm not following how you can pass over their land. I'm not interested in looking at a deed. I can't imagine the deed clarify. It's not on this plan anyway. Do you have a plan that shows this? Well, it's not here. If you had some right of way, it would be dotted out or highlighted. This is the actual, this is the actual site plan. I don't see it right. Where would your right of way be going to? You need to stay at the mic, okay? You need to stay at the mic or no one can hear you at home.
I'm deaf in my right ear, so it's very hard
Well,
for me also.
getting closer.
There's three accesses to the property in question. One from Raleigh Shore, one from the private driveway, and one from my driveway that they have a right to, which
They're not-
is,
They're not asking to utilize your driveway.
They're not asking you to use your driveway.
no, not right now, but if you block, you can't,
If you granted them a right of way and someday they chose to use it,
but can they block a right of way?
they what?
Can they block the right of way? But
It's a right of way you gave them, not that you can use. It's a right of way you gave them to use. So yeah, if they want to not ever use it, they can build their garage on it.
How do you,
I'm not sure I understand what your concern would be.
no, I'm kind
They
of,
didn't give you a right of way to go over it onto their land. You gave them a right of way.
no, but I own the same right of way that they do on my property.
And on your property, you can drive up and down that right of way all you want. They're not coming on your property.
Not right now.
They can never come on your property unless they were using the right of way. They can't build on
Yeah.
your property. You can't go down the right of way and go onto their property. They didn't grant you a right of way. You granted them a right of way. That's how that works. I think
Yeah,
maybe you need an attorney.
I understand, but then I don't, because I have the same right of way. I have the same rights to the same right of way that they have.
On your land.
Yes,
You still do.
I thought it was illegal to block a right of way.
Yeah.
The use of the right of way past their boundary belongs to them. It's your land.
It
They
says here.
could have accessed their property via that, but
I'm
they're
just saying
choosing not.
In this, it says unobstructed.
You have to maintain it unobstructed for their benefit. That's what that means. You can't build on the right of way, but on their property, they can because they're just not using the right of way. But you could not build on the right of way on your property because that would be denying them a right you granted them on the deed of a right of way. That's what that means.
All right, well, I'll have to have that checked.
Just trying to help you understand it, but
Well, and I'm still.
you oppose this building.
Yes, I'm opposed to the building.
And so your reason, you say it blocks your view.
And decreases the value of our property.
Well, someone having a garage isn't a factor there. That's not our concern. Our concern is zoning.
Joe, I have thoughts about it, but I'll wait until they sit down.
Yep, sure. But looking at the elevations, even if you were just standing in your backyard, I don't see how this blocks your view at all. And it's only how many feet wide?
We showed you pictures of how it blocks the view.
Yeah, but the picture doesn't take into the way that land slopes off.
If you go up 12 feet from the fence, 6 feet, up from the fence, it blocks it.
Okay,
Hey, Joe, let's,
Go ahead, Mike.
whenever you're ready to stop the debate, I have some
Yep.
thoughts, but I don't want to
Okay.
debate. So,
we're taking into account what you have to say. I got to see if there's anyone else wish to speak in opposition.
thank you.
Anyone else? Michael, go ahead,
Yeah,
but
so-
I'll give rebuttal to you. Attorney.
No, you go right ahead.
I just want to mention a few things. First of all, with regard to view, it meets the requirements of height. So traditionally, this board is not considered view when height is met. Also, with regard to the deed, if there are any issues, then that's a private right. I have not looked at the specifics that they're talking about, but if it is a right of way to my clients, they would certainly be able to block it and not use it if they want to. With regard to the accessory setbacks, it's different than a principal building. So it is from the road and there is no front yard setback. So the fact that this garage may be closer to that triangle edge than you might allow a principal building to be, the zoning allows this building to be measured from the roadway, and it's almost 200 feet away. I'm happy to answer any other questions.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think my only comment, and I would agree, I think view obstruction is not technically an issue, but I think that, so when I was there, I actually pulled my tape measure out and I measured to the top of the organic matter on that wall, and it was 9 feet high. And if you do a 3-pitch on 24, can't quite quickly do it in my head, but it's 3 to 12, right? So it's not going to go up more than 3 feet in the middle. So it's only at 12 feet at the peak of the hip. And then it slopes down to 9 feet over 12 feet in each direction. So when I was looking at that photo and I looked at where the blue and the ocean appeared, it looked to me like the ocean's not even appearing until 13 or 14 feet from that view. So I think, honestly, you don't have to agree with me, but I'm pretty sure it's going to take out the trees. You won't see the trees in that little triangle on top of the garage, but you're not even going to miss your ocean view from the photo that you showed, in my estimation.
I agree.
I agree as well. I would point out that the back of your property is at 50 feet above mean low, and the garage is at 35. So the foundation of those two things is 15 feet. I thought of the same thing when I did the site visit. I walked into where the garage was and I looked up. Even though it's not something we consider, I want to be aware of what I'm doing. And my perception at that time was probably not even going to see the roof from a first floor window. So it's actually a good location to be tucked into that berm. So
Okay, we have no other discussion. We'll entertain a motion on the application. And this is just for the accessory dwelling being closer to the street than the primary, which was spelled out by Attorney Ellison.
I would move that the application of Stephen Perry and Oliver Radford for construction of a garage closer to the street than the primary residence at 1044R Washington Street, map 142, lots 2. I move for approval.
And I would second that variance as well.
Okay, we have a motion made and seconded. Roll call vote.
Mr. Canavo?
Yes.
Ms. Norton?
Yes.
Mr. Wilson?
Yes.
Mr. Nyman?
Yes.
Mr. Parisi?
Yes. You've heard our decisions favorable. We appreciate a draft. Get going with that.
Deb, if you'd make sure and condition that on approval of the lots being combined.
Okay. That's it for tonight. So on our meeting on the 9th, you all have your packets. We have a few hearings. We won't be hearing the 40B again until the 30th, as you see. There's going to be some people missing, so Axel, you'll be voting on a number of things at the next meeting. And we'll go from there. Anybody have anything else they want to bring up? We did submit, Natasha did submit our recommendations about amending the zoning ordinance with regard to the flagpole incident. And we'll see how that goes. That's once we ask for a suggestion, it's out of our hand, planning board and then city council. So That in mind, if no one has anything else, we'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Made and seconded. Roll call?
Mr. Nyman,
Yes.
Mr. Wilson,
Yes.
Ms. Norton,
Yes.
Mr. Canavo,
Yes.
Mr. Parisi.
Yes, we are adjourned. Thank you all.
Have a good night, everyone.
Yeah, Peter.